Bom dia e bem-vindo para mais um programa de Segurança Publica. Eu sou o chefe José Cordeiro, da cidade de Bedford. Estou aqui hoje com o meu colega, o tenente Ricardo Rosendes, no Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School. Hoje vamos introduzir vocês todos para conhecer um programa que temos aqui na cidade de New Bedford. Os oficiais de escola recurso. Vamos falar hoje aqui nessa escola e também no Middle School de Roosevelt para ver o trabalho e a responsabilidade que eles têm. Uma responsabilidade muito grande, e principalmente para dar segurança na escola e também para começar a ter relacionamentos com os estudantes e os pais. É muito importante porque nós sabemos muitas vezes os estudantes e as crianças dessas escolas têm informação que é muito importante para a polícia. Temos visto muitas vezes no mundo e nos Estados Unidos coisas muito tristes têm acontecido nas escolas e sempre sabíamos que os estudantes tinham informação. E se tinha aquele relacionamento com o oficial da polícia, eles podiam ter dado aquela informação e a gente tinha ter feito um trabalho único melhor. Então, vamos ir agora. Tenente Rosendes, temos mais uma palavra que queria dizer ao nosso pessoal. Tenente Rosendes, anything else you'd like to add before we continue and go visit our School Resource Officer, Leanne Fisher, here in Volk?
I would just like to welcome everybody back to the program, and today we're going to go over the school resource officers that work for the department. We're going to talk about the work that they do and what some of the responsibilities are. So thank you for joining us here today.
Muito bom, Tenente Rezendes. Então, vamos ver a escola e nosso oficial, Leanne Fisher. Então, estamos agora na classe de Legal e Segurança, com os alunos aqui a estudar para ser, algum dia, também oficiais da Polícia. Estamos aqui com o Sargento Jorge Fernandes, ele é o responsável pelos oficiais de escola, recurso, e também o oficial Leanne Fisher, que trabalha aqui nessa escola. Então, Tenente Rezendes, estamos em perguntas aqui para o Sargento, não?
Thank you, Chief. Sergeant Fernandes, how many school resource officers currently deployed within the New Bedford Police Department?
In total, we currently have 8 police officers assigned to the unit.
And can you talk about some of the schools that the officers are in?
There is one officer assigned to Roosevelt Junior High School, one officer assigned to Keith Junior High School, one officer assigned to Normandy Junior High School, 3 officers assigned to New Bedford High School, one officer, of course, here at Volk, and one officer splits his time between the Whaling City Alternative School and the Trinity Day Academy.
What are the responsibilities of the officers who are assigned to the schools?
Mainly the officers are there for safety and to back up the administration that are in those individual schools if a incident occurs, mainly felonies, stuff like that.
Is there any special programs that the school resource officers coordinate with the schools?
Mainly after school programs to keep the kids occupied, from junior police academies to various clubs to not only interact with the children but also to mentor the children as well.
Are the school resource officers, when the schools are closed during the summer months, are the school resource officers running programs with the students during the summer months?
Yes, they are. We run a summer camp program for children in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade age ranges, just to keep them entertained and off the streets in the summertime.
What's the overall, how does the school department feel about the officers being in the school, Sergeant Fernandes?
They were very well received at the schools. They like the fact that we're there not only for the safety of the children but the safety of the staff as well. And we're just trying to progress having relationships both with the staff and the students on a daily basis.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Muito obrigado, Sargento Fernandes. Ele também fala português, talvez vá falar aqui umas palavras em português para o nosso pessoal, a nossa comunidade portuguesa, para ouvir ele falar a nossa língua linda portuguesa. Também agora estamos aqui com o oficial Leanne Fisher, a responsabilidade dela é nessa escola. Então, oficial Fisher, o que é o melhor dia, a melhor parte do seu serviço? What is the best part of your job, Officer Fisher?
Good morning. The best part of my job as a school resource officer is seeing all the children and being able to follow their experience through their high school career, starting as a freshman and graduating as a senior, and then following them and most of them seeing where they end up in their later years.
Muito obrigado, oficial Fisher. How many years, ou quantos anos já estás fazendo esse serviço aqui nessa escola? How many years you've been working in this school? And can you tell us about a story that sticks out in your mind and in your heart that's that you can't forget, that you've helped a student or a student's helped you? Because sometimes that's how it works. They do more to us than we do for them, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, Chief. That's very true. One experience that I can remember being in the school, first of all, I've been a school resource officer for about 11 years now, so I've seen several graduating students starting at their freshman year all the way to graduating in 12th grade. And the most rewarding, there's several stories that I can say, but the most rewarding is how much the students have definitely helped me more than I helped them, because they give me encouragement to never quit. The students here at Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School never quit. They never give up, and that helps me know that I can make it through anything no matter what age I become, just like they do. So I gain strength from the students just as much as they gain strength from me.
Tenente Residente, também temos aqui umas perguntas para o oficial Fisher, não?
Yes, I do. My daughter graduated from this school, and she still talks about Officer Fisher. I know Officer Fisher is very involved with the kids in this particular school. Officer Fisher, does your own kids come to this school?
Yes, Lieutenant Resendiz, I have one daughter who's 16 years old who is currently a junior here at the school. She is in the Nursing Health Services program, and hopefully she progresses and continues the education and higher education in that program.
How does she feel about her mom being the school resource officer of the high school that she's currently attending?
I'm not really sure because she doesn't have a choice, but my daughter's very, very shy. She doesn't talk much, thank goodness, so she's never in trouble. She says that she likes it here. We drive to school together every morning, and she does not seem to have a problem with it.
One thing Officer Fisher didn't mention is that she was recently received an award for the work she does at this school. So I just wanted Sergeant Fernandez to talk a little bit about the award and the importance of Officer Fisher's work here.
Well, Leanne is one of our most treasured school resource officers, but why don't you inform them about the award you received from the School Resource Officers Division?
All right. Well, about 2 years ago, we were at the MJPOA, Massachusetts Juvenile Police Officers Association conference, and I was nominated as School Resource Officer of the Year. I'm not really sure who nominated me, but I think it was someone from the school and someone from the department. But that truly, truly meant a lot to me, and that shows me that my work caring for these kids, assuring their safety in this school, goes a long way, and I truly appreciate it, and I am very humbled.
Muito obrigado, Oficial Fisher. Faz aqui trabalho mesmo espetacular. I said you do a great job and do a spectacular job here for all the students and represents the New Bedford Police Department really well. So, antes a gente agora vamos ir ver outras partes da escola e vamos ver o Oficial Fisher fazendo mesmo o trabalho que ela gosta imenso para fazer. E ainda vamos ouvir uma palavra ou duas do Sargento Fernandes em português. Umas palavras portuguesas, Sargento Fernandes.
Sim, senhor. Minha filha está aqui também. Eu tenho 3 filhas aqui nesta escola. Trisha, queres dizer olá às pessoas? Ok. Ela não sabe falar português muito bem, mas eu tenho 3 filhas aqui. Eu gosto desta escola muito. Por causa Leanne está aqui, mas elas gostam de estar aqui por causa não é uma escola típica, a palavra. Elas podem fazer os subjects, subjects, mas elas, yes, obrigado, mas elas podem estar nos shops também, so não é a mesma coisa todos os dias que elas estão aqui. So ela está zangada comigo agora, mas é bom para ela, é bom para as minhas filhas.
Muito obrigado, Sargento Fernandes. Agora, Tenente Resendiz, vamos ver da maneira que o Oficial Fisher trabalha na escola, está bem?
Here we're with one of the students at Greater New Bedford Voc Tech, Mr. Andrade, and we're going to talk to him about his experiences at the school with Officer Fisher and so forth. Can you tell us your name, your first name?
Yes, my name is Zaire Andrade. I've been at this school for 2 years now.
So you are now a sophomore, Zaire, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what shop are you in, Zaire?
I'm in the Legal and Protective Services shop. It is the more like law enforcement, legal related area of the school.
And what do you want to do one day, Zaire, when you grow up?
I'm not 100% sure at the moment. I do know that I want to do something in the law enforcement field, but what exactly, I'm not sure.
Do you have any family members in law enforcement?
Yes, right now my dad is the member of the Massachusetts State Police.
And your dad used to be a New Bedford police officer, correct?
Yes, for 14 years he was a New Bedford police officer. He was an SRO, a member of many areas.
So your father was a school resource officer also for the New Bedford Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Now, what made you get into this field? What made you go into the Legal and Protective Services shop?
Well, when I came to the school, I explored many shops, and I liked a lot of them, but none of them interested me as much as legal. It's a very open career, and you can get a lot out of it. It all depends on what you put into it, and I knew I wanted to do something in this area.
Now, being in your particular shop, do you ever have interactions with members of the New Bedford Police Department?
Oh, all the time. When we're doing community service and stuff, because our shop requires that, we see so many members of the New Bedford Police Force, and it gets us many connections that I wouldn't have in a different area.
From what I understand, some of the officers also teach topics for your curriculum. Is that correct?
Yes. In our junior year of this curriculum, we have 2 former New Bedford police officers that teach us all about the law enforcement aspect of legal.
How often do you see Officer Fisher come into your classroom?
Coming into the classroom, maybe 2 or 3 times a cycle, but we see her every day. She's always roaming the halls, doing stuff. She's very visible.
Mr. Andrade, thank you very much for talking to us, and I want you to wish you the best of luck when you graduate from high school. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here now with Miss Kelly Martin. She's one of the teachers here at Greater New Bedford Voc Tech, and Miss Martin is one of the teachers that coordinate and run the school's Legal and Protective Services program. Kelly, how long have you known, has the school had school resource officers in the building?
Well, I've been here for 13 years, and we've always had a school resource officer. And I think it really benefits not only the school at large, but it gives an extra layer of security for the students as well as for the teachers. And they become more than just, police officers within the building. We become friends. We know who we can rely on them. And we know that if there's anything that's urgent or necessary for us to discuss with them, that we can, speak to them at any time. And that's really important so that everyone is available to learn when they feel safe.
Now, the school resource officers, in particular Officer Fisher, from what I understand, she's very involved in the Legal and Protective Services portion of the program. Can you tell us about what she does with the kids in your particular program?
Sure. Officer Fisher is our chair for our advisory committee, and she's been able to really advocate for us to get us more involved within the school for security. She's able to establish a security system that our students go down and they work at the front desk, and they provide escorts for guests within the building. They also help parents and other teachers when necessary. They'll do door checks, and they'll make sure that the school is just another layer of protection. They report directly to her, and as time goes on, they get more and more duties and responsibilities, which really connects in our learning experience with the real world. So it's really cool.
Well, Kelly, I've known you for a number of years, and I know that you do work closely with the members of the police department, and I know some of my officers come down here and spend time with the kids and teach subjects and so forth.
Yes.
So for that, thank you for letting us into your classroom.
Anytime.
This is a great program to help break down any barriers and build bridges with the kids today.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the south end of the city of New Bedford at one of the city's middle schools. We're at the Roosevelt Middle School. And the middle schools in the city serve a grade population of grades 6th, 7th, and 8th. Officer Jerry DeMello is a school resource officer assigned to this school. So we're going to go inside now, speak with Officer Jerry DeMello, and we're going to talk to some of the students in his class. Jeremy, how long have you been a New Bedford police officer?
I've been a police officer with New Bedford for 12 years.
And how long have you been a school resource officer?
This is my first year. We started in August.
Now, Jeremy, what is some of the things that you see every day as a school resource officer here at Roosevelt?
It's a mixed bag. It's a variety of things. I mean, some days we have, disruptions in class. There's other days where there's just kids giving the teacher a hard time. There's also a whole lot of positive things going on in the school. We have a rewards program where the children get pause for good behavior, if they're seen helping another student, if they're quiet in the cafeteria when we do quiet time. There's also a variety of programs here at the school. We have after-school programs for math, a robotics after-school program. There's a Magic the Gathering Club, which is the club that I run. They also do a Tying on Success Club, so there's a lot of different things going on any given day.
In your short time as a school resource officer, what do you see as your role as a school resource officer, Jeremy?
Less so disciplinary and more of a resource for the students, a counselor of sorts, where try to make them see that they made some bad decisions and how they can go about making better decisions, going forward, what they could have done differently on any given situation.
And how many kids do you have at this school, more or less?
Last count was approximately 832.
So you interact with approximately 832 kids here at the school.
That's correct.
And you talked about some of the programs you run. One in particular was a magic program. My understanding is that you started that program?
That's correct. It's a card game for kids